All right, well, walking out of this dump already, and I'm just, just feeling like shit. I'm telling you, if my morning ever starts out rough, being here is just not, I can get productive with what I need to do, but at the end of the day, with the vibes being the way they are, and me just, continuously developing go away vibes, it's just never gonna make my day better. And look, the only person that was really just giving a fuck about me at this point is Ernie, and I appreciate that. But even then, I'm just kind of tired of talking to him. Not because I don't like him, but because I'm just not feeling it the same. When it's just him, the vibes. When it's just him, it just never feels the same like that. When you have only just him, and you got Johnny just being so busy with other things now, especially doing his sales, and it's like we don't have any time to play ping pong anymore. This is where Francisco would come in, but he's not even here anymore either. You know what I'm saying? But Ernie is just, look, man, I don't have anything against the guy. He's one of my closest dudes here. But even there's a part of me that's just really tired of seeing him, because I just can't stand that. In 13 years, I'm still like seeing the same people here, including him. I did reference this whole school thing, and the whole school thing about going through a different chapter in your life when you're in school and all that, right? And as well as like a different saga. You start from elementary, 6 years, then you go through junior high, and then high school, right? I want to make sure I got everything. Yeah. Junior high, high school, right? So, and then college. Yeah, after college is just mainly the last main type of schooling that's going to get you to where you will be in the future, of depending on what your career is. But here it's like, my career, my graphic design career has already been long wasted. And now it's to a point where even my dad's going to show me like different, like a link where I had to do graphic design classes online. This is where we're at, dude. I feel like I'm just, not only am I wasting my life, but I'm also wasting my career as a graphic designer. That's how much of a bum I am. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm the real bum. Dewey's just a bum for not getting a job, okay? And speaking of friends, man, look, I told you, those motherfuckers are not even responding. It's only Russ. It always has to be only Russ. You see, this is exactly what happens to me every time I'm in that dump. Yeah, some people just refuse to think that, it's my dump doing this to me. Like Andrew. That's how we parted ways, our friendship. I would never have this kind of drama if it wasn't for my dump. But these fools didn't even respond. Even if I block these guys again, they ain't gonna notice. They probably don't care about me that much anymore. They probably don't. Fucking Carlos used to be all concerned when the first time I ghosted these fools, and he's like, "Oh yeah, why'd you block her?" Just that, you know what I'm saying? First of all, I even asked who it was. He didn't fucking respond. Same with Julio, dude. I asked, well, hey, who's this? That. He never directly responded to me either. Dudes is clowns, man. Dudes is clowns. You know what I'm saying? But let me just, I'm tired of getting worked up, man. I've already been worked up all week to the point where I'm just, it's Friday, I don't give a fuck. And then the HR comes back, And then, upstairs, and it's like people just celebrate. Oh yeah, I don't celebrate that shit. And they got the goddamn company president that's just saying, oh yeah, oh thank you for signing my birthday card. He didn't say it in the past. Yeah. And then this is the same fool that just never greets his own employees happy birthday. And yeah, he gets proud of his own birthday, so he doesn't greet all his other employees happy birthday. How do you think that makes me feel? You know how I've been feeling every time he passes by me and he doesn't greet me happy birthday. Not even one time since I've been in this dump. I remember in my first year when, what was it? This was like the day before the birthday celebrations, which was a Friday. And it was like 2013, or in my first year. I remember how awkward it got when, what was it? When, I guess there was a misunderstanding with Rico at the time that I worked with. And then he got so mad that like in the end, or was it like before? No. The birthday celebrations were like usually in the middle of the month, and they've always been in the middle of the month, right? So yeah, he got upset at me because I took too long doing the flyer. At that time, I didn't know graphic design too much. Saying he had to take him to teach me how to do graphic design, what have you. So it got to a point where I took too long on finishing the flyer, and next thing you know, he just like took it from me and then just finished it himself. And then he told me, hey, just show that to Mr. Lee, this and that. I know I've had my ups and downs with this guy, mainly in that dump. So, but I mean, going to the next day with the birthday celebrations, it still kind of felt awkward because, just such misunderstandings like that. But look, at that time, work was work. Work was work. Home is home. What have you. It just never feels like that anymore for the longer I'm in this dump. But yeah, I mean, it got to a point where like, yeah, it was my first time doing the birthday, joining we had like a bunch of birthday celebrations in January compared to now. You know what I'm saying? It's just down, like last year it was just down to 4. I'm like, 4? You got Terrence missing because he always goes to lunch like 11 o'clock. I'm telling you, dude. Like, everything about that dump is regressing, since 2023. And I myself have been regressing. It's just to that point. That's why I have so much drama in my life. Look, I've been having all this drama with my family recently. Is that my fault? No! It's my dump's fault. Fuck anyone here that thinks that it's my own fault. Holding myself accountable. I'm tired of that holding myself accountable stuff. At this point, I'm not for that anymore. Until I get to my dump. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to go off tangent here. I'm just going to get straight to this topic, and it's going to be a different topic. As much as I've always talked about my friend issues in general, especially, most notably the guys, that are lost. I'm even the former nutballers group and all that. I've always been, talking about those same people. But this topic right here, it's going to be pretty different. I may have touched once on this before, but I'm gonna touch on it in depth, in great depth. So this is just regarding my Kapatids by hearts relationships, and in terms of just seeing, you can see right here, it's me and Alyssa, me and Stephanie, and then me and Joan. Yeah, so I'm going to focus on these 3 specifically, because as close as I was with these guys, I do regret not making them Kapatids by heart, and because my closeness with these guys, most notably Joan, who has Joan and Stephanie, who have been the closest of the 3. And not to disrespect Alyssa, who has been very nice to me. She's I feel like those two have the most potential. Now, of course, with Alyssa, we talked in 2015, and it stopped, and it seems like our friendship has faded in the dust a little bit, like at least for like the next few years. And it seems like I don't know where she is now. I kind of forgot about her, and my friend circle then started to grow bigger, right? So but I had Joanne and Stephanie for like at least a couple of years before she faded, right? I knew her through Timmy and Manuel, in which Timmy is a Julia Angel fan, or Julia Montez fan. Julia Angel, like me. You know what I'm saying? And so with I met Stephanie through him. And so for Joanne, she's definitely a popster. I remember when we first met, she had a crush on me. And look, she's cute, and I've seen her grow into a very beautiful lady, and I find her very attractive. But I'm sure that she's already, because I have not been on Facebook for it's going to be almost a year now since I've been on Facebook. And just to, see Joanne grow like that, I'm like, man, she got to have a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? She's that beautiful. But yeah, it's, I was going to say, I do regret, at one point having those Kapatids by heart, because one, Christine, Kriza, and Kirill were dominating, as far as like being the Kapatids by heart. They were the most qualified, most notably Christine and Kriza, because of the way that they treated me like from day one. It's like how they were able to capture my soul, my heart and soul. Oh, heart and soul. How they are able to capture my heart and soul into liking them the way that I did, and them liking me the same way. I like them. I like, it's just, I don't know how the hell people define like these days, man. Like, you like this person, you like that person. I mean, the way I hear like is, hey, if you like someone, damn, that means you want to get with them. I don't know. That's just my definition of like. But then, of course, I know, if you like this person or that, I mean, that means you like them for who you are. But me, I know some like has like a couple different definitions, right? Just because you like someone doesn't mean you have to, I mean, it gets to a point where you're like, you like this person, but then that means you're gonna be in a relationship. You're gonna try to be in a relationship with them. I mean, people would say like as in, well, yeah, you like this person, you can like someone, and you can get with that person, whether it's a guy or a girl. Although I usually, when it comes to the word like, I usually, for some reason, I apply it more to girls, and I mean, that's just me, the way I see like. I mean, hell, I'm just, forgive me if I'm being crazy like that, but no, I mean, I like, you see, like when it comes to just liking someone, I mean, you can like them for what they do, who they are. I mean, you like them for that's usually what the general definition is of you like, other than I get about, I like this place, I like this job, I like this car, or I like this food, is so good, like that, you know what I mean? And when it comes to people, yeah, I like this person, of course you're gonna say I like this person for what they do, who they are, this and that. You know what I'm saying? It's, I don't know, man. Like my thinking right now is like, I could probably just get this into another video, dude, because I don't want to get too crazy. I don't want to spend too much time on the word like. Okay, let's say, for example, I like Mari. That's my best friend, right? I like her because she has an amazing personality. She has a very good sense of humor. She is a great dancer, and this and that. I like her for who she is. I like her for what she does. But some people are just gonna misuse like in a way that they're gonna think, oh yeah, oh you like her, don't hit on her, you liked her, oh she has a boyfriend. Like, no, so I'll say I like Sam. If I make a Facebook post and I say I like Angelique, of course some people are gonna be like, oh yeah, she has a boyfriend, hey. Or if her partner was on my Facebook friend list, and she'll probably get offended at that, because she'd be like, hey, that's my partner, hey, that's my girl, so you know what I'm saying? Like, I like this and that. I think we gotta be, when it comes to like, it gotta be more specific. I mean, even if you say I like, let's say this is very same sentence, I like Angelique for who she is. That's still gonna feel like you're trying to hit on her. Oh man, no, I'm really gonna try to do another video about this, man. You know what I mean? I'm just like, see, I'm getting a good laugh already. It's topics like this I just want to find myself de-stressing, and especially if it's topics on, girls like Joan, my female friends like Joan, and Angelique. I talked about Eliza earlier, me and Eliza's friendship, what have you. But enough of this whole like thing. I'm gonna do another video on that. I already spent like probably about 5 minutes on this shit. So, but getting back to Joan and Joan, Alyssa, and Stephanie. Yes, I did regret to not make them Kapatids by heart. Also, at the time that Christine, and Kirill were my main three. I could have put Glai in there, but Glai and I just did not have that kind of closeness, and not to say that she's made me uncomfortable in being a friend. I know she's asked me to do some stuff for her, but I don't think she's close with me like that. You know what I'm saying? She's not close with me like she is with Sam and Ivanka, right? I seen a picture with all three of them together. So I associate Kapatids by heart with more so with Christine, Kirill, who else? Yeah, Stephanie, Alyssa, and Joan, whom I should have made Kapatids by heart. I do regret that, right? When I was friends with them at the time, because one thing's for sure, the main three, I'm talking about Christine, and Kirill, are more like the main two, because Kristen and Christine definitely did it the best, and being the Kapatids by heart that they were, right? So with them, it's like, yeah, shoot, I'm about to get a little speechless here. I'm kind of biting my tongue. So yeah, those guys have definitely distracted me in a way that, the way they capture my attention is like I'm just focusing on them as Kapatids by heart. And look, it's, these lights are too fast, man. Too fast. No, I mean, like, I was gonna say, they captured my attention in a way that they are luring me to focus on them as the only Kapatids by heart. And I'm not saying that's true that they're saying that, but when I looked at them like that, it's like, yeah, they were the rightful Kapatids by heart, because You know, they are the ones I thought about most, and that's when I developed the term "Kapatids" by heart to these lovely ladies, you know. And you know, it's just at the time that we were friends, you know, it was hard for me to just like, I was still close friends with Joan and Stephanie at the time, because they definitely had the potential. But the thing is, you know, they didn't have the same. I mean, the way I perceived it, I didn't perceive them the same in the value of being a Kapatid by heart, like I did with like I have seen with Christine and Krista and Kirill. You know what I'm saying? And I spent, another thing too is I spent the most time talking to those three, you know, since day one. So it's just you know, it's just a matter of like how you see, you know, how your friendships value. It's like determining who your best friends are. You know, the Nut Ballers is a Boston Neil, because we definitely have, you know, a special kind of closeness to where we all, us three, the trio, can really operate in a way that, like, you know, that I wouldn't with any other friends. You know what I'm saying? Any other close friends. It's not to disrespect who they are. You know, I mean, every friend is different, but you know, it's just how you connect with them. And you know, with Krista and Christine and Kirill, you know, they were the best fits as a Kapatid by heart, and that's where I developed you know, that name with them, because you know, they've done so much to make me smile at them, with them, making me feel like a brother that you know, that I failed to be back then. You know what I'm saying? So our friendship was just so special in that sense. And you know, just looking at Joan and Stephanie and Alyssa, I do regret, but then at the same time, it's like, you know, I think I should be, you know, I should be, like, if I had spent more time talking to them the way that I talked to Christine, Krista, and Kirill, I think for sure I could have put them in that same category, right? But I mean, who knew it? Because, you know, there was really just no balance, you know, between like these three that I mentioned that I regret to call them Kapatids by heart, versus the three that were my Kapatids by heart, like for all, you know, for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? So look, at the end of the day, I'm proud to have all three of them as friends, right? So there's really no, you know, there's really, I can do no wrong having all of them as friends. And you know, I just thought I'd be, you know, just express my, you know, gratitude to have all three of them. I mean, all six of them, right? And yes, I'll include Glide as well, right? But you know, just I mean, who knows? Now the stories have ended with all of these guys, and you know, I just thought I'd bring this up because it's, you know, just for the sake of memories. And now I just don't have any of them anymore, unfortunately. But you know, life goes on. I still have my sister, who is still helping me to be a better person. All right, peace out.